This is what I was saying about the mindset. Like, I just find, once again, the wrestlers now, they leave there and they're like, I'm back tomorrow.
But do you think wrestling teaches you a tough mindset, or do you think that wrestling attracts tough people?
I think it could be a bit of both, but I do definitely, and I had this conversation with someone probably like 2 years ago, and I mean, look, I'm not going to say it's 100% correct, and I forgot who I had the conversation with, but it kind of went down the theory of, say, let's take jiu-jitsu, right? Jiu-jitsu, you can tap, right? So mentally in your mindset, it says when the going gets tough, there's an out, right? So you know what I mean? Like it ingrains that into your mindset. It's like, and like the other flip of that is like, I'd rather not break my arm and see to fight another day. So like, I'm not trying to like say that's a bad thing, but it does ingrain that if something gets tough, like there is the out.
For sure.
Obviously, you'll still get the strong people that'll be like, I'll black out before I tap out. You definitely do get that. But with the wrestling, especially in the States, when they talk about that, you know, you don't even just have one wrestling match. Sometimes in these tournaments, the guys are like having 5, 6 wrestling matches in the one, you know, and when it comes to the weight cutting and everything, it's just a grindy sport. Like it just really is. And I think there is no way out, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like you're there to grind.
Sure. And
I think, so yes, tough people gravitate towards wrestling, but I do think like in that sort of comparison, you know, I've never seen someone say, yeah, well, if the going gets tough in wrestling, you know, just throw in the towel or whatever. It's just like stick with it, grind it out, keep going, you know, put your head down, as they say in the striking, I guess, bite down on your mouthpiece and go for it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. But yeah, then again, I just wonder is that wrestling's not as popular these days, and I wonder, is it because it's just tough and only the tough kind of survive it? There's definitely an aptitude for wrestling. You know, you have to be physical. It's a physical sport. You have to be fit. You have to grind. You have to be somewhat strong or flexible. But also there's that mental aptitude where you have to be, you know, back and forth. You have to get up. You have to be fit. You know, it all accounts for something. And I think more so than jiu-jitsu and the other arts, wrestling seems to have many, many tough people. And I don't know, again, if it was nature or nurture, you know, if it's their background or where they're from, or is it necessarily just that they're athletic, you know, phenoms. And I think it's a mixture of both. I think we can agree on that. And we definitely see some of the best fighters coming from that, you know, college wrestling or Dagestan pedigree, where they have that grind and then they learn how to strike. And like I said, because I believe striking is intention more than it is technical. So they don't need 10 years to learn how to be a technically proficient striker. They just need to know how to throw an overhand right and knock your head off. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing great wrestlers who have great grind, fitness for days, and can punch. And they can take a punch, you know, and that's ultimately why a lot of them are left standing at the top of the pile. And I think we'll continue to see that. And in my opinion, if I were to train any style or anything, like you said, it would be wrestling and striking. So, you know, practice your get-ups, practice your cage defense, your anti-clinch to stay striking, or if you want to stay in the clinch, but that style, because I think that the jiu-jitsu, you know, hold somebody down, pass them, get to mount, tap them with an arm lock, I think those days are few and far between, as you probably see with the percentage of UFC stoppages and finishes from mount or, you know, leg locks or anything like that. Competition jiu-jitsu and MMA are going two different ways.
Yet I still find that getting the submission is more satisfying than getting a knockout, which is kind of weird, right? And
I mean, I love it. I love watching the leg locks in the UFC, and if you get somebody who can do it at that level, I mean, that's impressive.